Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Friends of Facebook friends, I am extremely happy and excited. Why? Because we just attended a 3-day event with Mr. James Stanley. He has different businesses and he teaches you how to go ahead and take your business to the next level. I'm extremely excited. I met a lot of wonderful people. And those who know me and my, from my Facebook page, those friends of mine and people that have come in contact with me know that I'm all about self-help. I love how everything that happens in our lives plays a role. And that is why one of the many speakers that really impacted me was Celia Colon because she shares a story. She shares a story just pretty much like myself. And in different changes I did not go through some of what she's gonna tell you right now. But why did I want to do a Facebook Live with her? Because many of us go through life experiences, situations, Celia, and we think we don't know how to get out of them. And then we think that we are the only ones that are suffering. So I wanna, allow Celia to tell you a little bit about what she does and why it is so important for you to pay attention at what she does and why she does it. Because she has a powerful message and she has a mission, a purpose. And when you have a purpose, remember, things may get really, really good or really, really, really bad. But having a purpose gives you something to hold on to. So tell us a little bit, Celia, about what you do.
Sure. So I'm a criminal justice reform advocate. I share my voice and my story nationally. You could look me up at We Are Witnesses Chicago, the Marshall Project. My story's been shared 2.2 million times. My name is Celia Colon. I'm a humble servant. What I do is I have a non-for-profit. It's called God Giving Others Dreams. And what I do is serve, my mission is to serve justice-impacted people who need mental health care and supportive services. So my job is to help people start their journey in healing. If people would understand that 97% of people who end up in a jail or prison have been a victim of some kind of violence, some kind of trauma, some kind of tragedy before they were put in that space. And then they're traumatized even more, especially coming from the Black and brown community. We've never been taught what it is to process trauma and how to heal. We've always been stigmatized, right?
I'm sorry to stop you.
No.
I think that's very important, you guys, because how many times we see somebody or we know that somebody went to jail and the first thing we do is judge them, criticize them, and put them down. But none of us know what got them there. Because I believe, Celia, that we were all born from powerful source energy. We were all beautiful little babies who were so trustful of our divinity. But somewhere along the line, Celia, we got lost.
Yes.
Perhaps our parents, perhaps one of our family members, and they didn't know any better. They didn't know, but this is why we went through so much trauma, and that's why just keep going. I just wanted to say that.
So we're
Celia.
powered by our pain. This is why I do my work. I feel like I myself come from a family where I came from migrant workers. We worked the fields. I used to start picking strawberries when I was 7. And if you're Latino or if you're Black, we've always been told whatever happens at home stays at home. We're never supposed to discuss the things that happen in the house, no matter how horrible they may be. We've never ever been taught or even exposed to what counseling is like, what healing feels like, right? Yoga, meditation, praying, having support, having mentors that will bring you out of that mental prison. A lot of us sometimes get harmed and never learn how to release that harm. We walk around with unprocessed trauma. That's why there's so many people that have anger, and there's so many people that are hurt, that just want to hurt the next person because they have this unprocessed trauma that's trapped inside of them, and they don't know how to release it because we've never been taught that. So my mission is to help people understand that process, remove that stigma of not going to seek help. Because just like you go to a doctor physically once a year to make sure everything's in tune, we also need to go visit somebody at least twice, 3 times a year, spiritually, mentally, to clear our minds, to help us process the pain. Because I think that every human life, not even being, but every human life, even animals, will go through some form of violence, will go through some kind of trauma that will change the way they navigate their life forever. I have studied the mind, I've studied the subconscious mind, and one thing that is very common by every book that I've ever read by any author, any psychologist, one thing they can all agree to: trauma can destroy your life for the rest of your life and will change the way you navigate life.
Yes.
So because we know this, why is America so punitive? Why is America always quick to harm people instead of trying to help people? If the justice system really wanted crime to stop, as soon as somebody committed a crime, instead of being judgmental and putting them down and giving all these labels and punishing them and their families, they would find out why this happened, how it had occurred.
They would address it.
And then make sure it never happened
never
to anybody
happens
else
again.
again. And they're not doing that. So that's why I myself come from a family where I have a mother that still suffers as today with mental health issues due to her childhood trauma. Because of that, I was in a very violent, abusive home growing up. Not because she really wanted to abuse me or hated me, she just didn't know how to love me. And she wasn't healed. So that's why I was put in a lot of unsafe spaces. I went through a lot of things that could kill somebody. I've been through hell and back twice. I've been raped, I've been molested, I've been in prison. I spent my whole youth in prison. I grew up in prison. I went to prison when I was 18, didn't come home till I was 26. I've been home now for 19 years, and I've been serving my community and the people behind the wall for the last 17 years. The work I do is not my work. I say it's my life assignment. And the reason I do it is because there's so many people that have my story. My story is not uncommon. It's very common in Black and brown communities. And the thing is that we are ashamed of that instead of coming forth and bringing it to the light so it doesn't happen again, right? When we start talking about the ugliness stops, right?
It goes away.
Because the darkness goes away when the light comes. And that's what we have to realize, that you should never be ashamed if someone harmed you. It's not your fault. A lot of the things that I went through like I shared with you as a child. Everything I went through as far as
We didn't know
pain.
any better back then.
Well, we had no way to defend ourselves or protect ourselves or to know that that was actual harm.
We thought it was the way of
To
living.
live, yes. So because of that, my mission, and hopefully your mission, is to help young men like I help young women, and to be that light and to be that positive role model. One of the shirts that I wear when I go inside the jails is, "You can't be me unless you see me." I'm full of scars, mentally, physically, but I carry them scars with pride. Why? Because I know the magnitude of what healing can do from trauma. So I share them with people to show them that I went through all of this, and so can you. What didn't kill me only made me stronger and gave me a passion to want to just serve my people and help them heal and break cycles of destruction, break cycles of generational harm, because we don't need to live in that space. And what kills me is that a lot of people are trapped in these mental prisons that somebody harmed them 20 years ago, but in their mind they're still being harmed by that same person. How are you going to let someone take your power from you in the future and still hurt you in the future if they're not touching you today and you're not being abused today? I still haven't understood that logic, because it's the process of dealing with the trauma and learning how to heal from that.
Learning how to heal. It's not easy, you guys, and it can be shameful, it can be painful, but this message is for everybody. But I want to focus myself on our Latino community and pretty much everybody.
Our stigmas that we carry.
Because us Latinos, we carry a lot of limiting beliefs. Just like she mentioned in the beginning. If something happened to you, our moms or our parents or whoever we were growing up with, don't say anything. They didn't happen to you. Just pull your head down and it didn't pretend that it didn't happen. No, we have to stop that, you guys. That is the reason why there's so much crime, why there's so much Latinos going to jail, because we think that is the way of living. That's not the way of living, guys. We came here to Earth to live happily ever after. But you know what? we thought, Celia, when I was growing up, I thought that living in pain was the only way of living. Why? Because I grew up knowing and
That was normal to you.
that was normal to me. And people and grown adults always made sure that I knew how unworthy I was. And honestly, that was one of them was my dad. But you know what? I love my dad because my dad was able to change Celia. Not everybody is able to do that. I have the best relationship with my parents, and they learned and they healed. And guess what? My younger siblings didn't have to go through what I went through. You know, not
And that's
everybody.
because of the transformation process.
Yes.
And that's one thing that we're all able to do. Every day that you wake up, you're able to create, you're able to change the direction of your life. And that's what you need to understand is stand in your power. Whatever was meant to break you is just meant to help you help someone else. So I always tell people, share your story because it becomes somebody else's
Always.
survival guide.
Always.
And we have to, in order for the Black and brown community to strengthen, we have to start showing up for one another, radically investing in one another,
Yes.
and helping
Help
each other. This is how we make change in our community. Because if we can teach people to be healthier people, live healthier lifestyles, they'll create healthier habits, which create a healthier community and a safer community. So I created a curriculum. It's called A Heap of Hope, which stands for Health, Education, Prevention, and Power. We use the power of storytelling, and we use transformational art where we create anything that you would like, either a 6-month or a year or a 2-year specific vision board of the new experiences you would like to have, or set goals that are attainable. And I teach you how to get there. And I actually provide the tangible supports that you need. Anything from mental health to addiction to job readiness to job placement to just mentoring and just be that person that you need when you just need to just release or talk to and say, hey, what do you think of this idea? Because sometimes you need a second set of eyes who is not
In the picture.
in the picture to look outside the picture and say, hey, maybe you're missing this, or
Yes.
just make a little tweak
Yes.
and you'll take off.
And you'll make great changes in your life.
Never underestimate what God has put you through because He put you through it for a reason and a purpose.
Yes.
I always tell people that as sad as my story is from my youth, not my adult life. My adult life has been amazing.
Because she looks, when I met her for the first time, you guys, I saw her happy and she came and gave a hug to Jose, which is my business partner. And I was like, she looks so happy. But then she started saying her story when she got the award yesterday. And you never know. Sometimes you judge people and you don't know what they went through, guys. We have to help each other. One of the, I love, I'll be always listening to self-help and motivational videos and audios, especially when I'm in traffic, because
me too, all
sometimes,
day long. Yes.
because sometimes you'll be like, oh shit, can you move faster?
Right.
Instead of that, turn on your mobile university, you guys. Your mobile university is whatever it is that you're gonna listen that is gonna empower you to have a different life. So I turn on this TED Talk. This is one of my biggest dreams is speaking, being one of those TED Talk speakers.
You will be.
I want to, and you know
And
what?
you're going to.
I
You
am
just got to
going to.
create that plan and make it happen.
Yes. And so you know what she was saying? Now that you mentioned storytelling, Celia, this lady was saying how to have meaning in life. And so she said that there's 4 pillars. I don't remember all of them, but 2 of them made an impact on me. Number 1, belonging. We all want to belong somewhere, you guys. But many people create a cheap form of belonging. Gangs, cults, and many, people that will tell you, yes, you can fit here because we all want to belong somewhere. But it is our job, you guys, to create groups where people can help each other. Now,
Empower each other, and just show up for one another and go to each other's events and actually buy their products. I mean, it takes us to build us.
Yes.
And that's what I love about Jose, what he's done, and he's taken young Latinos under his belt. I'm so proud of Jose. Today he got an award, and as a Latina, it just filled my heart with joy because I know where we come from. We're humble people, but we come from sometimes very painful past, painful generations that haven't learned how to just, heal and learn that the ways that they lived is not how we live nowadays. parents, you know, the way they
not.
grew up, it's not our world. So it's up to us that know better to do better, to teach the rest how to live that life. And we're gonna be partnering up. I'm gonna bring him into jail with me.
Yes, I'm willing to do that, and we are gonna have a podcast, you guys. It's coming up, and definitely Celia is gonna be one of the first
Powered by
ones.
Pain. That's
Yes.
our podcast.
And so before we go, second pillar, just wanted to mention that it's storytelling, you guys. The story you tell yourself about yourself is very important, you guys. What is your inner dialogue? How much love do you tell yourself about yourself, dude? Because if you do not love yourself, nothing and nobody can love you. Okay, we will all be looking for love in all the wrong places. We have to stop that, you guys, because you are worthy. You have to love yourself. You matter. And before we go, because we have to do some stuff right there on the second floor, Celia, how can they get in contact with you, to your events, your charity, and all of the wonderful things that you do?
So as of right now, you can follow me on social media. You can go to Celia Colon at Twitter, Celia Colon at Instagram, Celia Colon on Facebook. I also have my phone number. It's never changed. You can reach me on my email, which is godoutreachdoors@gmail.com. I'm actually getting my website work done right now, so it's unavailable. But as soon as that is available, I will make that available to Jose. And as things come up and events come up, I'll be sharing them with him. And that way we can, you know, start to reach the communities that need healing, that need resources, that need support. And it takes us to save us. So please stand in your power. Please join us. We can't do nothing without you.
We can. Well, I really wanted to hug you, Celia. And you guys, there's help. There's always help. You just have to go ahead and look for it and know that living in pain, creating pain is not the way of living. We came here to live happily ever after, you guys. But you just have to put yourself out there and look for help, because as I said, there's always help, you guys. Just go ahead and look for it. Okay, well, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to be sharing a little bit more info about Celia, and you know, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Adios.
Adios.
Ciao.